Let's see how to set up one-click Openclaw with Kamatera. If you don't have a Kamatera account, they offer 30 days of free trial. Come here, get started, create your account, log in, and then on the dashboard, come to my Claude, and let's set up a new app with the Kamatera one-click Openclaw installation. I can go with London. We want Openclaw. There we go. Go with the crab, Openclaw, and choose a version there. And then the type, you can choose any type of server here. I will choose availability, and I want to go with 2 virtual CPUs and 4 GB of RAM and 50 GB of storage. Everything else, I can leave them as they are. I can set a password for accessing the server. I'll set a password, name the server. I can call it Kamatera. And for the billing, I want hourly billing, and then I will create the server. So let that go about usually 8 to 15 minutes roughly, and then we're going to log in. All right, that's done. That took about 8 minutes. So let's just go ahead and log into the server. I can click on it. So I'll copy my public IP, come back to the terminal. If you're on Windows, use Git bash, install Git and use Git bash. So I'll log in SSH, root, shift at, Control Shift V. Yes. Control Shift V to paste my password. There we go. The first thing, you might want to set up the Openclaw dashboard. So to do so, you'll get the link from up here. Just click on the link that has the control UI and also has the token. So you can save this somewhere because you might need to use it in future if you want to log in. Control click to open that in a browser. So I'm getting this error. So if you get that error and you want to access the link, just type "this is unsafe," one word, and that's going to bring you here. So once you're here, what you want to do is you want to click connect once. Click connect. And then you need to come back and allow the device on Openclaw. So I can do Control L. So the first thing, you want to check if the device is pending. So to do so, you can do Openclaw devices list. And you'll see a pending request. So copy the request ID there. We want to allow the device, so I'll do Openclaw devices, approve. So Openclaw devices, approve, and we want to copy this. Control Shift C, Control Shift V, Control Shift C, Control Shift V, enter. There you go. The device is now approved. So if you come back, you can connect it. You can access the dashboard, the Openclaw dashboard. So the dashboard is accessible. The next thing is to configure Openclaw with your model. So I'm going to use Claude, but you can use whichever one you prefer. So I'll just go to platform.claude.com to get my API key. Create your Claude account if you don't have one. Add some credit, and then after that you can create an API key. So I'll just get an API key. I can create the API key, copy the key, and then I'll come back to configure Openclaw using Openclaw config. Where will the gateway run? Of course, it is running in the local machine. If you want to set up a custom workspace, you can do so, but I'll just use the default. In this case, I want to set up the model, so I'm going to go with model, and I want to go with Anthropic. So Anthropic, I will just use the API key. I'll enter the API key, Ctrl+Shift+V, enter. You can change the model that you want to use, but I'm just going to use that. And then what else do you want to configure? If you want to configure anything else like channels, you can do so. We're going to do that with Telegram momentarily. So first thing, I just want to check and confirm if it is actually connected. The model is connected and working. So I'm going to click on done. I can do Openclaw TUI to chat with the model and see if it is up and running. You can also do the same thing here in your Openclaw dashboard. You can just say hi and see what it's going to tell you. Okay, and you can see that it is up and running. You just need to give it a name and any personality that you want for it. So the same thing you can do here as well. So I can say you are Kamatera. Your job is to help me run my business at Bizanosa.com with helpful related tips and ideas. Call me Ricky. Enter. Here, what I can do is I can go and set up Telegram. So let me go and set up Telegram. And I don't want it to set it up for me because it's going to waste my tokens. There's no point in doing things in Openclaw, things that you can do yourself and save yourself from using your tokens. So I'll just do Ctrl+C to get out of this. That will get me out of Openclaw, the Openclaw chat within the terminal. So I want to set up Telegram for this example. Ctrl+L. My Telegram is already connected to my PC. So let's come back here and I'll just do Openclaw config. Openclaw config. Yes, on the local machine, we want to configure the channels. Channels are the ways that you talk to your Openclaw. Add or update a channel. Yes, add or update. And I want to add Telegram. So let's look for Telegram. Telegram. There we go. Enter. So there you go. The instructions. Open Telegram bot further, create a new bot, and then add the bot token here. So let's go to Telegram. On the chats, search for bot further, and then click on it. That is the one with the check mark. We need to create a new bot. Enter. So give the bot a name. I'll just call it Kamatera. and then give it a username, and the username needs to be unique across Telegram, and the username needs to end in the word bot. So I'm just going to call it Kamatera bot. Kamatera bot. Continue. And I need to copy this, copy the token from there, copy, come back, enter Telegram bot token, enter. You'll just paste in the token that you've gotten from Telegram, Ctrl+Shift+V. Enter. You can scroll all the way down, click on finished. For this, select no. And now if you want to continue with anything else, you can do the configuration, but I'll just go to done. Let's go and check if the bot is connected or if we need to allow it like we did for the browser. So you can just click on the bot there and click on start. Openclaw access not configured. Your Telegram user ID pairing code is that. So you can run this in your Openclaw. Copy that. Ctrl+Shift+V. Openclaw pairing approve Telegram that. Enter. Fantastic. Now let's try and talk to our bot. What services do we offer? All right, so you can see it works. Okay, so that's how to set up Openclaw one-click install on Kamatera. If you need to run Openclaw for your business, then do a one-click install using the Kamatera template. I will add the free trial link for Kamatera in the description below. Before I delete this server, the next thing I want to show you is in the next video how to change this to your own domain. You can see the current domain we're using for the Openclaw UI is this, and it's not trusted by Google. It's not trusted by the browser. So in the next video, let's see how you can use your own domain or subdomain for Openclaw if you want that. So let's see how to do that in the next video. If you have any questions, if you need help setting up your Linux server, managing the servers, go to bizanosa.com.